job. I had a chance to meet you and mention that you were in a unique opportunity here because there was so much potential in Chatham County. So moving into, hey, when you came into the position here in Chatham County, what do you see as the opportunities? What have you seen happen over the last 2 years that you've been here? What are the good things, and what do you see as the challenges that you faced for the last 2 years? And then we'll talk more about in the future.
Okay. I have to thank my predecessor, Diane Reed, who did an excellent job of really laying the groundwork for this organization and doing a lot of the work to get sites more ready, create opportunities here in Chatham County, and I was fortunate to be able to spend a month with her, kind of in a transitionary period in February of 2016, where she introduced me to a lot of the key players here in Chatham County, in our region, but also within the state. And I remember one day we were riding back from a meeting, and I looked at her and I said, "Are you sure you want to retire? You've done so much to get this county to where it is, and now we're going to really start seeing the fruits of your labor." And she laughed and said, "No, it's time." And so I have to say thank you to Diane for all of the great work that she did, and the team here at the EDC. And so it's been a fun 2 years. We have, I think the first day of me taking the reins, I was on a plane headed to Atlanta to pitch one of our mega sites, the CAM site located in the Siler City ETJ, to a large manufacturer. And that's either drinking from the water hose or fire hose or diving in head first, but it was a great way to force me to jump in, really learn the site, really learn the attributes of Chatham County, which, of course, prior to my coming here, I had done quite a bit of research to be able to come here and hit the ground running. And actually, one of the ways that I did that was I subscribed to the chat list in October of 2015, and so really was able to pick up on a lot of information that way. But we've had several great successes. In May of 2016, we were able to announce the Mountaire Farms project, locating in the former Townsend facility in Siler City. That was an announcement of about $70 million in investment, 500 plus jobs that included expanding their Mount Vernon hatchery, which is just south of Siler City, but within Chatham County. And so, it really gave Siler City some hope that the work that they had been doing was starting to pay off. As you know, in 2010, 2011, they had closures, they had major job losses. They had just done a water plant expansion, and the costs of those expansions were now going to rest on their residential users for water. And so it really paid off, though, in the long run, to have that water plant expansion. As you know, this past year we were in some drought conditions, but having that in place really, I think, helped prevent them from hitting major drought conditions. But also, because of some of the work that has been done in the past, we have the ability to, where we are, the town of Siler City is interconnected with Chatham County in being able to purchase water if needed. So while there were drought conditions, we still had the ability to purchase from the county if needed. So, that's one of the proudest moments. The other
Well, before we go on to the other one, Mountaire, we're recording this in May of 2018. They're actually having a job fest coming up on the 17th and 18th of this month. So,
They are.
And you're saying they have 500 jobs and $70 million worth of investment and capital investment.
Correct, and that was initially. They are now going to be doing a larger investment and additional jobs. We're looking now at probably 1,200 jobs for that community, which ultimately is more than what they lost during the downturn in the economy. That informational job fair, it's being hosted through our workforce partners, Central Carolina Community College, Triangle South Workforce Development Board, and we're really excited to have that partnership who can help us find those employees that we need, those with the skills already in place, but also to help us in providing training to get people where they need to be. That fair is to learn about the jobs. We will begin hiring within the next couple of months for that plant, and so really the job fair is to learn about what jobs are available, the process that that potential employees will go through, and really learning what they need to provide to go through that application process. I think they'll learn about wages and hours and those things as well. So we're excited about that. That's a big win, but also the grant money that has come with that win. That's the piece that a lot of people don't understand. They're in rural areas, there just really isn't a lot of funding to help those communities grow and be prepared and ready for job growth and recruitment of new companies or expansion of companies. And so the town of Siler City, who has been so proactive, under their board leadership and town manager Brian Thompson, they have been able to secure, I believe it's about $10 million in grants based on that Mountaire project, as well as having the CAM site within their ETJ to expand their water plant, expand their wastewater plant, and by having that in place, it opens up more opportunities for companies to come in and not stress a community. Every time that a company is looking at a location, they're looking at workforce, number one, but they're also making sure that the utilities are there to serve those plants. So kudos to the town for being so proactive and working day in and day out to be prepared, and but again, because of those economic development projects, we've been able to tap into some of those grant funds either through Golden Leaf Foundation or through CDBG grants.
Before we go on to your second proudest achievement, on Mountaire, you mentioned that they're actually talking about 700 additional jobs on top of that 500 and spending more capital expenditure money. What's EDC, what are you, and what is Chatham County doing to be able to convince a company to say, hey, you know what, we see a lot of good things here and we're looking to spend even more money and investing it in the people and the resources and the county of Chatham County?
Right. So if you look at this region, Chatham County sometimes gets pulled between being part of the Piedmont Triad region, part of the Research Triangle region, and I look at it as a win-win because we're able to utilize resources from both. We're able to pull workforce, if needed, from those communities to help us attract those companies. But ultimately, you've got to have investment and tax revenue for the county and the municipalities to provide quality services for its residents. And by that I mean having great education system, having parks and trails and opportunities for people to get out and exercise and lead a healthy lifestyle. But that's also driving our residential growth, and we have to have those residents here for us to have jobs.